Well, Foodie Beauty finally went to a doctor's appointment. I know, hard to believe, right? So yesterday, she had her doctor's appointment, and like I said, she actually went. When she got there, she said she went on her scooter, and they had a handicap accessible door, so she was able to ride her scooter all the way in. And she claims, everybody was turning and looking at her because, her scooter is so squeaky when she moves around on it. Uh, Of course, everyone's going to look at her there. I hate to tell her, they're going to look at her whether she's on a scooter or not. So she goes to check in at the doctor, and they say, "Oh my, you've missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 visits." She missed 5 visits. And so they said, in the future, we need a notice or whatever. And they charged her $40. She had to pay $40 for missing those 5 visits. I was surprised she was not raging over this, but she said she figured she was going to have to pay something. She says that they just charged her for one. So they charge you $40 for a missed visit? Wow. So I guess she got off very lucky there. So it's a male doctor. This will be her family doctor, she said. And this was kind of just a meet and greet. And she says her weight was 176 kilograms, which is 388 pounds. And her height is 5'2". But she says that was with her sneakers on, which has about a heel like this. So I'm guessing she's about 5 foot, maybe 5'1", 5 foot, 5'1", 388 pounds. She claims that's not as bad as it could be because at her heaviest she was 402. She tells us her blood pressure was 160 over something, and the doctor says, well, it could be worse. And he's right. At her size, it could be a lot worse. I mean, 160 or something, that's not good, but it could be a lot worse. So he claims that he tells her the way he likes to run things is just one issue at a time. Now, I've never been to a doctor where he'll only address one issue at a time. When I go in there, I'm telling him everything I get to tell him. Because, it's hard to get a doctor's appointment. And, you don't want to be waiting so long to get in there. So I tell it all. So she says, as of right now, she says he was surprised she was only on one type of insulin. So what he wants to do is he wants to get her labs, get her blood work. So she was reading off everything, CBC and ferritin and hemoglobin, all of this. Basically, he wants a full panel of everything, cholesterol, everything. And he told her to schedule, another appointment for like 3 days after she gets the blood work. Now, I suspect she's not going to go get the blood work done because it's fasting blood work. So we know Foodie is not going to fast and get up early and go to the lab or however they do it in Canada and get her blood work without eating anything. Oh, no, we know that's not going to happen. I will be very surprised if she goes to get this blood work done. And she claims after that, that's when she's going to start talking to him about hormone replacement therapy, but she'll have to go to a thrombosis hematology clinic or something because of the risk of blood clots with the hormone replacement therapy. And she also wants to talk to him about weight loss, sending her to like a weight loss clinic. I'm sure she wouldn't follow through with that either. I mean, she was on one of the GLP-1s and didn't follow through with that because it made her feel so terrible. What it was is she was just mad because she couldn't eat like she wanted to eat. Now she's complaining she says she has some kind of a growth. Trigger warning here. This is disgusting. If you don't want to hear this, fast forward here. She has some sort of a growth inside her butt cheeks. She says her butt cheeks are, quite long and deep, as she says. And there's some kind of a growth. She said maybe it's a butt pimple, but she can't see. It's some sort of growth. She describes it as being right under her birth canal. So she says it's under her butthole and closer to her vag, as she says. Disgusting. And it's very sore. Now, why didn't you tell the doctor this? I can almost guarantee it's probably another boil or it's the cellulitis or whatever, just like she had, that she just went and got taken care of. And this is probably coming from a lack of hygiene, especially the area that it's in. And we know she doesn't use toilet paper. She claims she has this portable bidet she uses and whatnot. So, being in that area, I'm thinking it's probably some kind of sore from lack of personal hygiene, some sort of a skin infection or something. But for her to, I don't care. I would never tell a bunch of strangers I have some kind of sore in my butt cheeks. But that's Foodie Beauty for you. Then she decides she's hungry, so she makes her famous church basement spaghetti. I still have never figured out what church basement spaghetti is. It looked like just spaghetti to me, but what do I know? And then she has to show us that she bought some new chips because she has to try every new chip that comes out. So she has some ketchup Doritos. Then she notices that she had a cameo request. Oops. And she says, oh, it expired. Oh, but they extended it. So she apologizes that if anybody's made the cameo and she didn't get to them, she's sorry. She'll work on them. So she was supposedly going to work on it when she got off of her streaming. But, I mean, how did she not know she had a cameo request? I don't get it. Then, Rosie is still living rent-free in Foodie's head. Chantal is still, every chance she gets, they don't tell you the price you pay, making fun of Rosie's tagline from the Escaping Paradise documentary. And she says, if they ever made a Girl World documentary, that they better have her in it. Because, she is Girl World. I mean, she is a part of Girl World, yes, but she says it just wouldn't be right if she wasn't in the documentary. But then she says, but I wouldn't do it for free. Usually when you participate in a documentary, there is no pay for that. But she says she wouldn't do anything for free. She won't make videos for free. She said, I don't do anything for free. She would need at least $500 to participate in a Girl World documentary. I don't think anything that she would have to offer or to say is worth $500, but that's just my opinion. I mean, was she going to talk about the boil near her fupa or the sore in her butt cheeks? I don't know. And as I mentioned, she always says she's going to quit smoking, but she went outside to smoke. And she shows the camera, and I don't partake. I did when I was younger. I liked smoking when I was younger, but I'm an old lady now. I can't handle that. That's for the young kids. But anyways, she opened, and it looked like a cigarette pack full of, cigarettes, we'll say. And she is so weird. Now, she's buying this stuff at the dispensary, or she calls it the pharmacy. So, the quality's there. But she's smoking 2 of them, 2 to 3, every time she goes outside. I determined she's not inhaling, so she's wasting her money. Because she shouldn't even, she should just be able to smoke 1 and be feeling quite nice. But she's got to smoke 2 or 3 of these, let's say, cigarettes, pre-rolls. It's because she's not inhaling. She has no clue. And she made quite a bit of money, I would venture to say, on her streaming. Everybody was gifting her, congratulating her, telling them how happy she is she went to the doctor. So we have this 42-year-old woman who is getting money because she made it to the doctor. Because she didn't chicken out on going to the doctor this time. So basically her beezers paid her for going to the doctor. And then, they say that food, she rewards herself with food. So, she could buy a meal with these donations or whatnot. And then she goes into how it looks badly upon someone when someone gives her money for food, because no one would say anything if it was a thin person buying food with money that is gifted to them. Her way of thinking is just something else. And of course, we see the cat. The cat takes up about a whole hour worth of the stream again. She has nothing without this darn cat. She did finally brush the cat because the cat is the hair is looking dull. It's it's starting to even look matted in places. This cat needs to be brushed daily, but we know that's not going to happen. Then she shows us the new treats she bought for BG from Loblaws, and that's about it. That was the whole thing. She just tried to make her going into the doctor her entire content for several hours. So what do you think? You think she's going to get her blood work done and go back? Let me know your thoughts on our girl Foodie.